beautiful Hanson Hills, and we are going to be doing a prep round for the tournament that is coming up here on July 15th. We're doing flats today, so every hole will announce what it is that we're playing, because the layouts are different, so it's not all blue to one basket or white to one basket. So every basket, every hole will be different. So that being said, hole 1 is going to be from blue to B. It's 261 feet, which is straight ahead and off to the right hand side. So for myself, I'll be throwing it back in, and let's get to it.
We do apologize for the wind today. It is extremely windy and there's going to be a lot of high wind gusts.
Yeah, so high scores may be in effect. They might have been in effect anyways.
Before the round starts, what's your goal for the 18 holes?
For 18 holes, let me think. I mean, ultimately I'd like to shoot even or under. Reality wise, the way I've been playing this year, I'm saying like +3 to +5. But obviously the bet, you know, I want to be even at least. So with the wind today, even might be a little harder to get to, but we'll see. Oh, too high.
That's going to be tricky.
That was absolute garbage.
For me, I think I'm going to be looking to shoot neg 2. Neg 2 is going to be my goal. Anywhere around even to neg 2 is going to be putting me in prime position for the division I'm in. So without further ado,
oh yeah.
At least you have a gap.
Yeah.
Kind of.
All right, well, I'm in the shiz. I'm in a spot where I definitely do not want to be. Early release, it's just bad shot. Hopefully you guys don't find yourself in here. That being said, here goes.
Good out, I would say. Throw it in the ground, I guess.
All right, here's where I'm at. Hopefully a nice little tap in, call par.
Tap in from the other side. All right, we are on to hole 2. Both of us took pars on the last one. Hole 2 is going to be the white pad to the B position. It's a straight shot, 173 feet. And what's your question?
What's your shot? What are you thinking when you try to shoot this hole?
You know, when I try and shoot this hole, I'm just looking for something that's going to go straight. For me, that's going to be my zone. I'm going to try and put it up over that bush or around that bush, and just let it kind of get up next to the pin. Hopefully it's a tap-in bird. Should be an easy get. Obviously, there's other factors that go into it, but all things said, it's usually shielded from the wind, so should be right there. A little bit high. Same question for you.
All right, same question. All right, well, when I look at the hole, I'm trying to hit that bush down there, kind of the one you wanted to throw over. I also want to kind of throw over it, but just, I want to throw it flat, and I want to stay away from the left-hand side. Left-hand side brings in bogey. Even the right-hand side, is more open. So even if you do kind of early, unless you hit way early, par should be the worst you should get if you go right hand side. Left hand side really brings in bogey. So when you're playing this hole, for myself, stay away from the left. That being said, I seem to always go left. So I got to try to figure out how to not go left.
Oh, you didn't go left.
No.
All right, this is where I ended up. Kind of a tricky spot. Definitely released it a little bit too high. That being said, this is part of the course, which means you cannot move it. Same with the logs back there around A position, but we're not worried about those because they shouldn't even be in play. That being said, got about a 30 footer here. See if we can knock it down for bird. Here's gonna be my tap in for par while John sets his look up.
Hey, here's where I skidded up to. Not a bad shot. No, it was a little low and a little right. I mean, I'm inside the circle, so that's not a bad shot at all. Now I just need to make a good putt. Hopefully I'll walk away with the first birdie of the round. Oh.
Also leaves it a little low.
Disappointing par. All right, well, we both ended up getting par there. Bad putts by kind of both of us. Should have made them. Probably should be at least one down. But that being said, we're on to hole 3. This one is blue to A. It's 230 or 258 feet. Straight ahead. Ends up off to the right. Kind of a tricky shot. One of the harder beginning holes just because of all the trees, and you really have to hit your lane on this one. It's, you know, so that being said, when I throw this hole, I'm pretty much looking right at that big tree right in the center. And my goal is to try to miss it, but actually kind of aim for it. I would love to go on the inside of it because that means I'm probably going to have a better chance at getting a birdie look. But on the outside's not bad either because I'll probably curl over and at least have a par look. So just going to throw at it and see what happens.
Well, the question for this hole is,
okay,
what goes through your mind during a practice round for a tournament? Or for leagues, whichever.
All right, well, for practice round or leagues, I mean, obviously the first thing I try to do is visualize the whole course before I play it. You know, what would I do on hole 1, hole 2, all the way through 18. And then, you know, make sure I've got all the discs that I want to play for that round. And you know, make sure you have all your stuff, you know, your drinks, your food, your everything. And then, you know, hype yourself up. Realize it's not the end of the world if you play bad, and try to be calm, collected, so you play well. But try to talk to yourself that if bad shots happen, which they normally do at our level, that it's not the end of the world and you can make it up. It's kind of what I try to think about every time I come out here, even just coming out and playing, but especially like tournaments. So here we go.
Well, you were aiming for it.
I was. I hit what I was aiming for.
Alright, for me on this hole, it really depends on the situation. If it's late in the round and I don't need a birdie, I'm probably going to go with a buzz, throw it back in straight, just get up there, take a par. If it's I need a birdie, or it's early in the round where I can maybe make up a couple strokes, I'll typically go forehand, see if I can get up close to the pin. But as for what I do during my practice rounds, typically I'll step up to the tee, kind of look out, see what trees I need to miss, see what I need to do on that hole to at least secure a par, and at worst get a bogey because I can't putt. But other than that, that's kind of what I'm doing when I'm stepping up to a tee during a practice round. And obviously before the round I'm visualizing where I'm looking, what I'm trying to throw, and it's just putting it into motion at that point.
Oh, no, it's still right in the middle. All right, well, here's where I kicked. Way off to the left-hand side. I do still have a nice look though. All I have to do is manage to miss a couple trees in front of me. I at least have a decent look at a par. So I just need to get a nice up and down shot here. So execute. That's all we're at now. I'm just gonna forehand it up there. Hopefully get a good ground skip and see what the result is.
Oh, all right, this is where I ended up. Like I said, this is the play for par. I've got a nice easy 100-foot upshot here. Should be easy enough to get up and down, secure a par, move on to the next hole. I can do that. Bad upshot leads to bogeys. Unless I can knock this down. Damn.
Okay, well, I missed my height on my shot by about 2 feet, which is obviously horrible. I ended up hitting the root system here, which I obviously didn't take into account, but I did try to want to skip it up there. So, but that being said, I have an outside the circle look. Hopefully I can bang this in, keep pace on par. All right, here's my tap in for a bogey.
No words. Just stupidity on the last hole, realistically. Anyways, hole 4, about 250 feet, island hole. The outside of the rocks marks the green. The drop zone is in a new spot this year. It is about a 40-50 foot putt on the left hand or on the right hand side of the green. Hopefully neither of us find it, but we might show it to you anyway. It's John's pad, so
all right, question. All right, how do you get over, since we both had a bad hole there, how do you get over a bad hole?
Personally, I feel like I can't. I try and I can't, as terrible as it is. But realistically, you should just have, you know, almost like a dog's mind. You forget it after it happens. You know, something bad happens, move on. Every hole is a different round per se. So, yeah, on that, you just kind of have to step up to the next tee and deliver, and hopefully that gets you over your hump. If it doesn't, then downward spiral.
Okay.
For you?
For me, I'm kind of in the same boat as Alex. We all love to sit there and say, the company line of, you just move on to the next hole and forget about it. But I think it's only natural if you're human to have that in the back of your mind. You got to do your best you can is to file it away, forget about it. I mean, the main thing that I try to do after a bad hole is obviously take a couple breaths, relax, bring the adrenaline right back down, and then focus on the best you can on the very next shot. So that way that shot, doesn't compound onto the bad round, So that being said, we're gonna give her a whirl. Hole 4, straight ahead, island hole. For me, one of the, if not the toughest hole on the course for myself. But we'll see what we can do. I don't make the island very often, so into a headwind. And I still don't.
Looks like we're going to be showing you the drop zone.
I just don't know how to throw this hole. Headwind, tailwind, no wind.
Yeah, when it's windy like this, I try and shoot straight at it. If it's not very windy, I'll typically throw a spike hyzer up over top of the trees. That's the safest play typically, at least for right-handers. But today, with the wind as it is, I think I'm just going to shoot straight at it.
Perfect. Oh, you're good. You're good. Way good. All right, well, here's where I'm at. I'm on the island hole, or on the drop zone of the island. I didn't make it, so that being said, it's, right around 40-ish feet. If you go OB on the drop zone shot, you just take it where it goes out of bounds and add a stroke. So this right now is my 3rd shot, and we'll see what happens.
Should be a 4.
Nice layup.
All right, walking up to it. I've got myself a nice little tap in for 2. John's got a tap in for bogey.
Bunch of putting practice from the OB. All right, on to hole 5. Alex had a nice little shot, ended up getting a birdie, made the island. I did not, and then my upshot was poor too, so I ended up taking a 4. That's a 2-stroke swing. Alex showed you how to play that hole properly. I pretty much showed you how probably the rest of the people are going to play it. That's one of them holes, you're either going to birdie it or you're going to bogey it. Not very many people are going to par it. That being said, we're on to hole 5. We're playing blue to A, right? 253 feet. Straight ahead, and it curls off to the right. You have to be careful of the sand. It's on the right-hand side. Today we're throwing right into a headwind, so you have to take that into effect. And so there's our hole introduction.
All right, question is, how do you deal with shots where there's a lot of OB? Like hole 4, there's a lot of OB. Here, there's the sand trap that's out of bounds.
Well, for the sand here, obviously, for myself, being left-handed, I just try to swing it out left a little further so I don't really bring the sand into play. The island hole, what do I think about that one? To be honest, I don't know. I don't make the island very often. Probably once out of every 25 shots I make that island. It's just not set up for me. There's no lefty hyzer route on that hole. It's really throw it straight and hopefully it goes straight, which is obviously the toughest throw in all of disc golf, is to throw the disc completely straight. So, I mean, you just try to play away from it, and remember that your disc is going to skip most likely. So you have to play your skip and put your skip into mine too. So like throwing it here, you know, if I throw it straight, yeah, it's not going towards the sand, but it's most likely going to skip into the sand. So that, or just throw it over it. But that's kind of what I think about it. So
for me, it's a little bit different. Obviously, you have to know that it's there, and you acknowledge that it's there, but you also kind of have a second mind towards it, where you're trying not to bring it into play, but you're also still going to play your shot. So, and it really all depends on the type of hole too. You know, if there's very small landing zone, you kind of have to pay a little bit more attention to it. But for something like hole 7, where the out of bounds doesn't really come in until the very end, you kind of put it on the back burner for a little bit. Oh, geez, that's bad. Get in front.
Alright, well, I'm at my spot. Hit the guardian tree for a left-handed hyzer. That being said, I got outside circle look. So I'm going to try to putt it up there and see what happens.
Alright, this is where I'm at. Barely missed the sand. A little bit of a grip block, a little bit of wind. But let's get this up and down, take a par. Alright, we are on hole 6. It's blue to A for this one. It's about 350 feet, dead straight. A little bit more open than last year. They cut out a couple trees. I took a bogey because for some reason I want to miss a 10-foot putt. John took a par. Question?
What do you think about the course maintenance that they've done around here?
Some of it I'm okay with. You know, beautifying the course, I'm okay with. There's some out here that I'm not as fond of. But, you know, taking out dead trees, I agree with that because it's beautifying the course. Much more than that, though, is you're turning a great course into something that's a little bit easier. You know, it's hit and miss. Same question to you.
Okay, course maintenance at this course. Some of it I really like. You know, obviously the groundkeeping. The crew here at Hanson does an amazing job at keeping the grass cut, trimmed. I don't mind when they take dead trees and get rid of them, but one of my big things is I do not like when they cut something down because it was in the way and it made the hole too hard for them. It seems to be a little bit of a factor on a couple of these holes that are out here. They've either, you know, taken away the integrity of the hole. For myself, for an example, is hole 17 from white to A. That hole is meant to be a dog leg to the right. Instead, they have basically plowed a lane straight through so you can throw a straight shot if you want to as a right-hander, which takes away the touch shot of being able to throw the backhanded turnover or be able to throw a flick. You're basically saying that that hole's too tough and I want to do it this way. Same with hole 2. You can see a lane that is obviously to the right hand side if you're playing blue to B. The course, the hole was not designed for that lane, but people have cut it out enough to where now every right-handed player throws it. They do not throw the integrity of the hole the way the hole was designed. And I think that ruins the hole. When you take away the integrity of the hole, the way the hole was designed, if it was made to be a dog leg to the right, and now because you can't throw one, or it's too tough, you're not getting birdies, and you're like, I gotta cut a lane through here so I can so I at least have a birdie shot, I think that ruins that hole. But that being said, if there are dead trees and whatnot that are in fairways, I have no problem cleaning them up. I know sometimes you have a dead tree that goes down, and it unfortunately that tree may have been a guardian tree, or the branches may have been a guardian branch, but Mother Nature had other plans. So, and it kind of, that changes the course, but that's not man-made change. That's Mother Nature change, and that I have less problem with. But as far as ground crew, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work, and we'll fire away. Oh, you gotta throw it higher than that.
A little bit low. A lot of it low.
Yeah.
That's not the route I wanted to take.
It's a decent result, but
All right, upshot time. Now it feels like a headwind coming this way. So, all right. Sky God time. Put it in the basket.
Yep.
I'd do it. All right, we're on to hole 7. It's close to about 600 feet. Sign doesn't tell the truth because the pin has been moved around a little bit. That being said, it's about 600 feet straight ahead. There's a group of trees that's about 50 past that. Rope on the left side is OB. Every rock is about 100 feet from the tee pad here. This is a par 4, and that being said, question.
My question is, what is your favorite part about this course? The flats.
The flats. My favorite part about this course one, I think it looks beautiful. It looks as good as a disc golf course can, you know, compared to, if you compare it to like a ball golf course, you know, I haven't seen any course that is as well taken care of as this one is. I like that it's challenging, but not overly challenging. I don't feel like when I'm done that I'm literally done for the day. I feel like you could come out here, challenge yourself, play it. It's tough enough, but not physically draining to where when you're done, you can go do something else and finish your day. Or like the hill, when you get done playing a hill, you're spent, you know, so it really wears on you. This one, on the, you know, on the other hand, you can come out here, challenge yourself, but yet have a fun time. And it's, you know, it's not, I mean, it's right up there with a tough course when you have the champion, you know, the tournament layouts. So it's a tough course, but you're not pulling your hair out tough, you know. Every hole is just gettable if you just make your shots. someone that's a better player than myself. You know, obviously as it gets tougher, as you go down in ratings, it becomes a tougher and tougher course. And you know, this one's obviously right up there, really tough for me to play. But that being said, I don't hate the course, so I think that's my answer. And here we go. I'm gonna try to rip one out there, try to throw it over the rocks. My goal is to get to the third one. That puts me at about 300 feet. I'm not sure if the rocks are exactly 100 feet per, but that's where they have them measured out to. So my goal is to try to get to the third one. Stay away from the tree on the left.
No flip the pedal.
Really?
Most inconsistent disc.
Disc Mania, I beg of you to make an understable disc driver like the Avenger or the Mamba. Please!
Perfect spot. All right, so for me, the favorite part about this course is the opportunity to play different layouts. You know, you have 2 different tee pads, 2 different pins. So right there you have 4 different layouts, and if you want to, on every hole you can play a different type of shot. So it's really all about, you know, what do you want to play on a certain day. Obviously it doesn't tie into the tournament aspect of it, because the tournament is a set layout that's decided by the tournament director. But I mean, just coming out to play, you can play white A's if you want to, or you can play blue B's, and you're still gonna get different types of shots on every single layout. So I mean, that's my favorite part about it.
All right, well, my disc did not stand up. It did not turn over. It did not do anything that it's supposed to do. So I'm off to the right-hand side. I still got close to 300, like 275, but that still puts me 325-ish away. So now with trees in the way. So now I just gotta grip something, rip it, get it down there as far as I can, see if I can avoid the trees, and basically try to play for par, because birdie's pretty much out of the factor now. So here we go.
Get over stable. Good shot. All right, this is where I ended up. Nice little shot, about 450 off the tee. Really, this is my ideal landing zone. It leaves me a wide open shot going up to the green. So I just gotta pitch it up there. Hopefully take my 3. Hopefully don't do what I did on hole 3 earlier.
All right, here we go.
Alright, this is where I'm at. Pushed it a little bit long of what I wanted, but that being said, I'm still in a okay spot to take down a 3 here. Alright, we are on hole 8. Both of us took pars on the last hole. Hole 8 is about 600 feet straight, and then slightly off to the right hand side. It's up on a pyramid green. OB long, OB left. Lots of trouble everywhere. I think there's also OB right on the service road.
Sand.
There's sand traps up there, so there's a lot of trouble to get yourself into. Question.
Favorite disc?
Right now, it depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about a putter, it's a Luna.
If you could play with one disc.
One disc. Probably a Zone, just because I have so much versatility out of it, and I can get it to about 300 on a backhand. Yeah, a Zone would probably be my pick for a one disc. If we had to go with a driver, though, I'd go with a Nuke.
For you?
For me, the disc, if you're talking what's currently in my bag, would be the MD1. I feel like I like the way that one feels the best in my hand. I just like the plastic, the shape, everything. It just feels right in my hand compared to the other ones. I'm still trying to figure out this and that's with the other ones. My favorite disc of all time would be my dyed Raptor that I have, that I had to retire because I switched from disc craft to Discmania. That disc I threw so many times. I threw it on forehands, I threw it on trouble shots, I threw it on holes where a mid wasn't didn't get me far enough, but my driver was too far. So like it worked. It was a great utility disc for myself. But currently in my bag it would be the MD1, and I wish I had a driver or a fairway driver that I liked, because then I would like to be able to throw that one. But right now I'm still trying to figure that out, and with the MD1 I'd say is the best one for me. It's supposed to be more understable. I love wood chips. I like the way they make the tee look. Problem is without no brooms, they get all over the tee pad. So kind of a catch-22. All right, dead into the wind. See what happens.
That'll work.
About all I got.
Oh,
Jesus, Pete.
Alright, well here's where I'm at. Ultimately I'd probably like to be another 25 feet to the right. Give me an open look, but now I gotta try to S something around. See what I can do.
Well, if you wanted to look at the new, or at the OB on the right side, there it is. Pretty close. And I don't have much of a shot here. You gotta get this up and down for par in a tricky little spot here.
you got a putt.
Alright, well here's where I landed with my second shot. Pretty much straightforward. Avoid going long, and leave yourself a capable putt for par. So let's see if I can make it happen. Maybe try to spike a putter in.
Oh, early. All right. Gotta make it.
Alright, here's where I'm at. A lot longer than I should have been with the upshot that I had. That being said, this is for par. Knock her in.
Good pot.
Alright, we're on to hole 9. Halfway point after this one. 326 feet. The basket on the right hand side, you'll see one straight ahead on the left. That's hole A. Pin A, we don't want that one. We want the pin B, which is over on the right hand side. Kind of a tunnel shot if you want to. Me, I swing it out left. That's just what I kind of do. And I scoot across because I'm not going to make an ace run at it. I'm just going to take my par hopefully and move on to the next one. That being said, question time.
What is the most vital part of disc golf other than the mental aspect of it?
Well, most vital part. Well, I mean, it kind of goes that way with all sports. Is obviously practice, 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 practice. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. But like my old ball coach used to tell me in baseball, it's not necessarily practice, because if you practice doing something wrong, you're never going to do it right. So he used to preach perfect practice creates perfection. So, you know, coming out here, practicing, but also working on that technique, making sure it's right. I wish we had somebody in the area that could like critique myself, because I know I don't have anywhere near perfect technique. But that being said, I'm also 46 or turning 46 soon, so sometimes teaching an old dog new tricks is not necessarily going to work all that much. But you know, coming out here, practice. That to me is the major key. The more you get out here and play, the better you're going to get. You know, the time you can put out in the field, the time you can put out on the putting green, that all is going to make a difference in your games. So when you come to play leagues or you come to play tournaments, it all becomes second nature. You know, I wish I got out here more. It seems like we're out here a lot, but in all reality, we only come out once or twice a week. And I kind of wish we would be able to pound it every day, you know, and that way I could feel more comfortable with my game. But, you know, it's life as an adult. You know, you have to pick and choose with your battles, and that's kind of what we are right now. So practice, that's my main thing. So, that being said, I'll practice throwing this disc into one of them trees over there.
Wide, way wide.
Yikes. No grip lock.
It's wide even for A.
For me, I would have to say the approach game. You know, if you're putting yourself within 10 to 15 feet, it's going to make things a whole lot easier and a whole lot less stressful. You know, you're seeing me miss a bunch of putts out here. You're seeing John miss some putts out here. It's because we're not putting ourselves close enough, obviously. So if you can put yourself within, you know, 10, 15, 20. If you're comfortable up to 30, if you can put yourself in the circle, you know, you're gonna save a lot of strokes. So I'd say that's the most vital part. And not throwing into trees, that also helps. All right. For some reason, leaves are not easy to get through today.
All right, here we go. Way left of where I want to be. I mean, I'm further left of a pin than I'd want to be, so that makes me way left. Don't have much of a chance at making anything, so I'm just gonna throw a big old high lofty putt and see if I can get it to spike down towards the basket. See if we can get some results. Well, here's them up shots that Alex was talking about, you know, 10 feet closer and it's a tap in. Instead, I make myself a tester, you know, and you gotta make these, you gotta make them up shots too.